Okay. Okay. Well, I started this a little while ago. The phone rang. I'm talking to my camera. The wife just went by and said, "Huh." So, anyway, brother-in-law called, interrupt me. That's all right. Life goes on. Oh, what have I done? Beautiful day. It's been raining for about, off and on for 3 days straight. Got a swamp around here, but that's good. As you've heard me go on about drouthy, or drought in the Yankee vernacular, it appears the drought is over for the moment, which is good. All the tanks around here are lipping full, as they say, and I've got to get back over by Lake Whitney. I ran a video over there some months ago where I was standing in the bottom of the lake, and and the trees and everything were way up over my head. Well, passed by there last night going to amateur meeting over in Clifton, Texas, and looked at the lake. And that spot that I was standing in, I would now be about 12 feet underwater. I mean, I'd be drowned, which is good, because it means that the ground reservoirs are filling up in this upcoming summer. Perhaps they won't have to have the panic button down about water loss like they did last year. Last year was bad. Like I said, went to the amateur meeting last night. It went well, like any meeting. Very varying opinions. My buddy Ike, what the flip is his call? He's on here. He's on YouTube. He has an account on here, so he'll see this and he'll agree that there were a divergence of opinions on some subjects. Won't go into that. I'm having trouble with my dry weight. Keeps slipping up on me. But I got my trusty little gizmo that you folks saw on the other tapes, and I keep weighing with it, and I managed to get it down before I go in there, and they reverse osmosis me, so I'm doing well there. I did have a subject that I saw in the paper. It was pertaining to groundwater. I think that if any of you watched my tapes, you remember that I related that the governor and T. Boone Pickens and some of the other folks wanted to more or less take control of the groundwater and aquifers around here and go out and put meters on some of the ranchers' wells, which, needless to say, got them upset. Well, there was a court decision yesterday, I think, that essentially said they can't do that. It was a pretty auspicious decision, but what it said was that these municipalities can no longer declare that the groundwater and river water and the spring water running through is a communal property. This gives all the landowners the rights to the water under their land. They want to drill a well and go down there and get the water. It's their water to be had. Nobody can, say that they can't have but just so much of it, which is great. Now, I will say, here in the state of Texas, we have water problems from time to time. Dry years come, dry series of years come, and all of a sudden, whoops, where'd all the water go? And there needs to be some kind of a communal supply, not control, but supply. And I'm suggesting, and I think that they do this in the Middle East. They desalinate seawater. Saudis and the people in those parts of the world, they have big desalination plants along the the periphery of their countries in the Red Sea and places like that, and I'm never short on fresh water. And we need to do this. Now, of course, the big complaint is that it's very expensive. It takes petroleum which generates electricity, which I'm not really aware of all the processes that go into taking seawater and turn it into fresh water, but it takes quite a bit of electricity, which is generated with oil or gas or whatever they're using to generate the electricity. But price of oil and gas is getting up. I mean, it's it's almost at an all-time high. It might be a bit of a stretch right today, but I think any of you that watch this will agree the price of gasoline's high as a kite and going up. So as time goes along, the price of oil goes up too. I remember it wasn't all that many years ago. A barrel of oil was $37. In fact, I remember it was $7. And in those days, it wasn't you couldn't take a $7 barrel of oil and gin up fresh water because it just wasn't financially profitable. When a barrel of oil's at or approaching $100, and the water is cheaper than that, you're getting pretty close to where you can start desalinating water. And I say that they need to go down on the Gulf Coast here in the United States, on the Gulf of Mexico, and set up desalination plants and use whatever energy source they need, and then of course just back pump the fresh water which they make into the piping systems. And Texas has an extensive water carrying system, and there will never be a shortage of water again. I mean, it won't matter if they drain the Edwards Aquifer, because they'll just be able to go down and desalinate more water down there on the Gulf Coast, and that'll be that. And they need to do it. They need to prepare to be doing it, because of course as the population of the earth, not just this area, Texas is growing like crazy, but the earth is growing. It's 6.5 billion people on Earth. 10 years from now there'll be 8.5 billion. And of course, fresh water is finite. There isn't but just so much of it. So we need to get on a stick, start setting up the desalination plants, and providing all the fresh water. The earth is covered with water. 75% of it, I believe, to a median depth of about 3 miles. That's a lot of water. It might be 5 miles. I don't think that's accurate. I think it's more like 3.5 miles. But that's a lot of water. That's more water than we could ever use. So we need to get with it, and then we won't have these court cases dictating whether these poor old farmers, if they got a well out there, somebody going to come along and put a meter on it, and it'll solve the problem. So, boys and girls, let's start beating the drums for desalination plants. Anyway, I can't think of anything else. Haven't got too much politics. Think the Republicans have shot themselves in the foot just great. I noticed Obama, he had news conference right in the big middle of one of their debates. Well, it was pretty good political what is that? Theater. That was pretty good political theater. It showed that he has the bully pulpit, and he can he can talk the same time they're talking. So my guess is he's gonna win. Anyway, here's my little bitty buddy.